Nice bottle of German Riesling chilling for later.
Well, that's not going to go with lamb, though, is it?
Do for me. I don't mind.
Who cares?
I'll have the lamb first. Nigel can tell you what'll go with the lamb, and I'll just drink what I like.
Yeah,
that is absolutely fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, so as me told. Okay, so today's confession comes from Sandy. Sandy, thank you very much for sending in today's tale. Another smart speaker done from us. If you've got a confession, by the way, confessions@greatesthitsradio.co.uk. Sandy says, Father Simon and the Confessional Collective, I seek forgiveness on behalf of my husband, Keith. We love a family beach holiday in the UK. When our children were small, Keith loved creating beach sculptures for them so they could play in it for the rest of their day. I think we've all done this. While he then lay on the beach, probably wearing a jumper, snoozing or reading. He soon discovered that little colourful plastic spades were not up to the task. So he invested in a garden spade, reserved for the beach and faithfully taken in our car with the luggage every year. As the children grew older, boats, cars and planes were not appreciated so much, so he graduated to elaborate castles with moats, or sometimes a 6-foot hole.
Just a hole. Brilliant.
A 6-foot hole, but with steps leading down to the bottom.
Down the hole.
What a fantastic thing on the beach that would be. The hole would be roughly filled in before we left the beach to avoid the possibility of unwary passers-by tumbling 6 feet under before their time. This sounds like a jolly good beach holiday, I think. On this particular sunny August day in Northumberland, Keith and our teenagers were delighted to find a little stream trickling down the beach to the sea. They decided to build a dam.
Yeah.
Before long, the dam was well underway. With the help of the beach, plus the very large garden spade and several other families who had eagerly joined in with this engineering project. A small reservoir was forming behind the dam, so Keith, chief engineer, organised the construction of a retaining wall to run all around it, creating a vast pool, much appreciated by younger children who were rather intimidated by the vastness of the ocean, so they went for this pool instead. The dam was very effective. The stream was no longer flowing down the beach, and downstream from the dam, the unusually warm sun had dried up all traces of its former existence. The team of engineers took a well-earned break for lunch, delighted with their morning's work and pleased that the pool was proving so popular. It was at this time that a large family group arrived on the beach, consisting of great-grandparents, grandparents, parents, uncles, aunts, cousins, and lots of children. They staggered down the beach with all their beach paraphernalia. We've all seen families like this. They looked around for a suitably large space to accommodate their large group. They were delighted to find a vast, unoccupied expanse of dry sand below the dam that they hadn't actually noticed, and began to establish their camp. They set out their windbreaks, dog bowl, deck chairs, beach tents, cricket with wickets and bats, lilos, towels, water rings, a volleyball net, buckets, spades, kites, picnic mats, picnic baskets. Everyone was covered in sun cream, and when they were settled for the afternoon on the beach, they started on their extensive picnic. Wine and beer were being served, chicken wings and ham from a cool basket, a selection of rice salads, and a variety of dressings. Meanwhile, the stream did not realise that it had been dammed, and it continued to flow, filling up the reservoir until it was at the very, very top of the retaining wall. The family sat, eating their picnic, looking out to sea, blissfully unaware of the catastrophe that was about to befall them and their precarious position. Oh, that was a soft one. Okay. Now, and this is where I have to ask for forgiveness from Keith. I just mistimed the music.
Yeah.
Just like a scene from a disaster movie, the wall cracked. The sand shifted and sagged. Then, just like that moment in the movie San Andreas with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh, him.
When the Hoover Dam blows, the entire reservoir breached the retaining walls and cascaded down the beach to the sea, passing right through the family's picnic site and washing away small untethered items, not including children, but yes,
Untethered children.
definitely including towels, water rings, buckets, mats, chicken, rice salad and a selection of dressings. Their elaborate beach plans had been ruined. They had to run around retrieving their vast number of beach items. Excuse me.
Oh dear. So many.
Some of which, I'm thinking of you, flip-flops and the dog bowl, made it to the sea. So obviously I have to seek forgiveness from the waterlogged family for my husband because his actions caused them to have and to face a terrible, hasty and very damp retreat. Their day was spoiled, and also because he failed to warn them of the impending catastrophe. Keith, I should say, says Sandy, claims to this day that they should have been more careful in their choice of picnic spots, and the outcome was caused entirely by their own stupidity. All right, so actually Keith doesn't want... Oh, nice bit.
Smooth.
Keith is not interested in forgiveness, but Sandy here thinks that maybe forgiveness is needed because a very vast family had all their worldly goods washed into the Atlantic. Not that that's in Northumberland, but anyway. Sister Susie goes first.
Oh, I find this one really hard, Sandy, because, you know, your husband, he was committed to helping, you know, not just your children with all these beach sculptures, but all the other children that were on the beach.
Yeah, good work.
He'd done really good work, and that family, if it was that massive, should they not have noticed it? I feel like if there was an empty part of the beach and you're turning up late, then it's obvious that there's something wrong with that part of the beach, no?
Yes, I think that's fair.
I just think that's fair. So I kind of, just for the joy that you've given in the first place, I think I'm going to forgive you.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it's
their fault.
looking good. Brother from another guy.
I love the reference to San Andreas with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I was thinking of the Poseidon adventure where they've got the massive wave coming over. Gene Hackman's dressed up as a priest, and the whole thing
He's not
goes
dressed
over.
up as a priest.
He is
He's
dressed up as a priest.
He's acting.
Well, he's not. Gene Hackman's not a priest, is he?
No,
he's
but
dressed up as a priest.
He's just acting.
As
He's
I said,
acting a priest.
Gene Hackman dressed up as a priest when the wave comes over, and I'm staggered by the number of people who go to the beach, and it turns out you get a bit wet, and your stuff gets wet as well. What were you expecting? It's a beach. So, yes, forgiven.